Alrighty. Welcome to the Sacred Gold Elite Four. I was up until about midnight trying to plan this last night. And I found some lines, but two of the trainers are risky as ever. So we're just gonna run it and see what happens. The first trainer is pretty Will, the Psychic type, is going to be pretty easy. We are kind of yoinking this strategy from Pichal again. But Will should be pretty easy. I just need to make sure I have... The setup for this is Lumberry on Gyarados and Choice Specs on Ampharos. And then we just have EXP on Lucario. We have gotten most of these pretty close to leveling up. Bronze is really close to leveling up. But yeah, Will should be moderately easy. A nice little warm-up for us for stream. So let's get this done. So it's going to lead with Jinx, and this has the option to Ice Beam or Lovely Kiss, maybe Psychic as well. No crit rolls kill, so I can Dragon Dance and the Lumberries in case we get frozen. And for the most part, we can just sweep. The only Pokemon we can't sweep is Slowbro, which we're hoping Slowbro comes out last, which I think it does. Because everything else has Electric-type moves and super effective moves. So there's Lunatone, awesome. Waterfall, we did PP up Waterfall because we will be using a very similar strategy for Chuck, but we got to get through these first. We don't fight any grass types, so it's not really worth this. Okay, Solrock, we want to Waterfall this down. Gardevoir is Crunch. Started my recording, right? Awesome. Just in case, just in case. We got Xatu next, which also falls to a Crunch. And last will be the Slowbro. Awesome. This is going to want to use either Psychic or Amnesia, neither of which kill Ampharos, which will then outspeed and one-shot with Choice Specs Thunderbolt. That should be okay. Because now Amnesia comes up. We don't one-shot there, but we're faster this next go-around. Still, so we would kill either win. And that is Will completed. Let's mark him off on the tracker here. We have Gyarados, Ampharos, Starmie. Is it Poliwrath? Yeah. Poliwrath, Lucario, and Bronzong. So very cool. That is the first battle down. Next should be Koga. What is... I'm going to teleport you. Oh, I can do this in any order. I'm assuming 2, 3, and 4 is... So Bruno's the third. So I think it would be best to... I guess we can use the super potion here. We have plenty of potions. I'm not really worried about the healing items, but may as well use them. This next fight, we should probably get... I need to remember. Let me pull up my calculator. Because one of these Pokemon, and I can't remember which one, because I did the couch last night, gets really close to outspeeding, but doesn't fully outspeed. So getting them up levels is just useful. You're at 106. I think Poliwrath does have some pretty close ranges, so I think we should just do Poliwrath next with the EXP share. Awesome. And then for Gyarados, we want to give the leftovers, and then we want to teach it Protect. Instead of Crunch, we don't need that anymore. Okay. Bruno time. Don't really need any items on anywhere else because I just full sweep here. So let's get Bruno down here. And then we get to the two scary fights. So we do need to Dragon Dance 7 times. It's going to use Fake Out here. So it didn't use Fake Out here. Interesting. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one more, 7. Just for the interest of health, because there is the E-Speed Mon at the very back, I'm just going to use Protect just to do it. And then we should just Waterfall Sweep, which is why we did the PP up on Waterfall. Yeah, Bruno's pretty easy with Gyarados here. And this is where it's going to use E-Speed, but it shouldn't kill even a crit. And we take down Bruno. Mark of victory. Okay. Now I need to remember what items to give everyone. We're going to do... Is it worth doing... No, I still think we do Koga before anyone else. So let's go to League Room 2. And then I gotta remember what items to give everyone, so I took a photo on my phone. Let's see. We have Choice Scarf Gyarados. Choice Specs on you. Lefties on you. Choice Band on you for Earthquake, that's right. We're gonna give you... Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Yeah, I gave you a Tanga Berry for no reason. None of these Pokemon have Bug-type moves. So we can do Starmie differently, and then I believe, yep, leftovers on you. So let's see here. What do we want to give Starmie? Because we don't have Twisted Spoon, so we can't boost attack at all. I mean, Starmie's used against probably Tentacruel here. Right, so Starmie. Can do up to 43%, so I want to be faster. Yeah, so I probably want to do Choice Scarf here. And then make sure we get healed up. And then we want to make sure everyone has moves. Yeah. The correct moves as well. Could I give you Choice Band for Earthquake maybe instead? No, it won't put anyone in kill range. And then being not locked into a certain move is also really good. However, I do want to give you... You don't use Shadow Ball. Let me give you Protect since we're giving you lefties. And then I gotta restart the game, so I'll throw down a save after this. Oh no, you already have Protect. However, I'm not using Rain Dance, so if we're giving you lefties... We're also probably not using Body Slam. Let's get rid of Body Slam. Yes, it can paralyze, but so can Static. And my thought process there is... We want to allow... No, you don't want Choice Scarf, you want Lumberry. Right? 116 crunches. You do probably want Choice Scarf. Okay. We do risk a Sleep Powder hit. I don't remember the accuracy of Sleep Powder on you. But let's go ahead and do a restart on the round real quick. Okay. Koga time. This is a scary fight. Worst case, we can stack Bronzong. Any more than that, I think we fully wipe. But ideally, we don't have any death from this fight. And that'll start with a good start here with Gyarados. So... I needed Crunch. Shoot. So I already kind of choked, but I kind of didn't, because Waterfall will do the same amount. I'll still kill in 2. I'll kill in 1. I'll kill in 1. That's a great start. Great start. Okay, Weezing wants to come in and use Thunder. Who is my Weezing counter again? You don't survive a crit Thunder. But Bronzong we probably want to keep alive. Okay, here comes one crit we need to dodge, or dodge the actual attack. Either way. Dodge something. Perfect. We should one-shot here. Huge. Crobats. You want to use... You want to use Brave Bird here, which actually puts me in kill range for my T-Bolts. Which is why we don't need Choice Specs, and we want to go Scarf to outspeed. So we have to hit this. Hit through double team. Nice. Toxicroak wants to use Earthquake, so we are perfectly safe to go into Bronzong because we are Levitate. And then extrasensory kills, just don't get crit here and die. I don't think you were in crit range, but... We get a crit that doesn't matter. Okay, Muck. This is where I think we want to... Because this thing can have Substitute and Focus Punch. So I think we want to kill here with Bronzong. And we just have to play safe with Extrasensory and Protect. Because there's the first Substitute. And is this thing faster than me? It is. So I just want to use Extrasensory. Over and over and over again. Hopefully we get some of the healing items out here too. That would be ideal. Crit on that, kind of goofy. And then we just hope for no flinches, because if we get flinch locked, that sucks. So yeah, here comes heal number 1, which gets us back up some health as well. Could I have taken that turn to switch into Starmie? Probably. But there's the Focus Punch. That's what we want to avoid, which is why Bronzong is just good here. The only thing it can do is have the Rock Slide flinch fiction, if it just keeps doing that over and over again. But we take out Muck. So last is... Do we have 2 more or 1 more? I think we just have 1 more, right? Just Tentacruel, who we can actually outlast here with... Oh, so here's the question. Okay, so we have Bronzong. Let me update the level. Oops. 56. Earthquake kills in 2. That's okay. We're just worried about the... it has Sword Stance. And if it gets enough of these up and we don't kill, we have a problem. But Earthquake should get over 50% here. And this is out of a heal range, so we're okay. To take the kill. Double Protect. That's just annoying more than anything. That does a lot of damage. Crit would have killed. We dodged 2 crits that game, or that battle. But we win. So I have to heal up again. And I think this is the scariest fight. This has always been the scariest fight while planning. We take all these items back. Okay, let me check the items again. Okay, so we want a Lumberry on Lucario, our choice Scarf on... Where's the choice Scarf? There it is. Choice Scarf on Ampharos. The choice Band on you. A Citrus on Gyarados. And then Colbur Berries on the last ones just for Dark-type moves. Granted, Colbur Berry on... Colbur Berry on Bronzong doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, that's just stupid. So we'll go back to leftovers. And just in case, I want to use a... Ether on... Well... No, but I have Earthquake TM, so I just need to give you a TM that doesn't matter. I can't give that to you. You already have Shadow Ball. Which should be forgotten. Earthquake, yes. And then we'll give you the second Earthquake TM back, and that'll give us 10 PP, it should. Unless it stays. I don't remember if they coded it like that. They did not code it like that. So let me save after Koga. Okay. League Room 4. It's time for Karen. I'm gonna grab a drink before we do this fight, and then we'll run it back. Okay. Time for Karen. This fight is just overall scary. I just need to remember where I am and what I'm doing. I'm also going to export this memory real quick so I have updated damage calcs. So let's throw these calcs into the calculator real quick. Okay, so Lucario does just outspeed and kill with Aura Sphere here. Houndoom comes out. It wants to use Heat Wave. So that is the purpose of Poliwrath here. No crit. Nice, that's huge. Waterfall. May one-hit KO being level 56. I did all these calcs at 55. It does Oko. Nice. We have Honchkrow come out who wants to use Brave Bird, which we can again go into. I do think crit is dangerous here. Could have been dangerous. Thunderbolt should kill. Crit, we'll take it. I don't know if that mattered. I don't think it did. We have Absol come out who wants to use... let's see. Probably Mega Horn. Crit would kill me here. So the safest play would be to go into Lucario and Aura Sphere. That's why we had the Lumberry. And Aura Sphere here. It's gonna send out Goofball over here. We don't want to attack. We want to go into Gyarados. And we are going to Waterfall this. It does get a little scary here. Okay, and we should kill on this attack right here. Boom. Crit. Again, I don't think it mattered, but I'll take it. Luck is on our side as of right now. Umbreon wants to come out. It's just going to use Dark Pulse, and Lucario with Aura Sphere here should kill. We can't get Toxic. And the double team doesn't really matter because we have Aura Sphere, which I believe always hits. And one more Aura Sphere should win us this battle. Just like that, Karen is done. Very, very safe fight. That was way safer than I thought it was going to be. Okay. One more battle. So I have to remember I didn't write down these items because they're all pretty standard. Let me heal up. Okay, so let's orient our party before we do this. So Gyarados is the lead. Gyarados, Champion Lance. And we lead with... Where's Ampharos? Not technically in the party. It does say I just outspeed and kill here with Thunderbolt. So we're not going to give ourselves a... How do you look? So Ampharos is technically faster. It's going to want to bring out... what's his name? Goofball onto... That's not what I wanted. Or do we have Dragon Fang anywhere? Oh, it's the Razor Fang is what we have. So I think what we want to do is use the... Because I want to see if I can do this Deathless. I was kind of planning on just sacking a bunch of things, but if we can do it Deathless, we'll do it Deathless. I mean, I guess it's Scope Lens, right? Just try to get a crit. Since we can just kill on Gyarados. For Lucario... We're going to give you the Choice Band. Because we're just going to be using Extreme Speed on you with whoever wants it. For you... That's not what I meant to do. I meant to see what that said. Because that wasn't the Never Melt Ice, but it had the same sprite minus color. I think Gyarados is also... No. Gyarados is just going to be... Actually, Gyarados is going to be Wide Lens. Because if we need to use Ice Fang at the end of the battle, that would be bad. Starmie is that, and then the other two... Definitely leftovers on you. And then we can get a... Where is the berry that I'm looking for? There it is, Aqua Berry. So the Aqua Berry on you, and then I'm going to try to teach you Stone Edge, if we have that. We do have that TM. You can't learn it. Okay. Just a reminder, we are not going to red on this Nuzlocke. We are only going to Lance. I'll make the save in case we want to do a part 2 later. But I do need a break from this game, if we can beat it right now. So again, we have a bunch of sacks that we can do. We basically only need Ampharos at this very beginning. But... Let's do it. Alright, Champion Lance. This shouldn't be a crazy fight. Intimidate is fine, because we are just going to come in and outspeed, and we don't outspeed. The calcs were wrong. We live! And we get a crit. Okay. The calcs were wrong. It tells me right here that my speed is 135, and it is not. Because I put the Choice Scarf on it, because it wasn't in my party. Awesome. This is just going to use... Yeah, I'm not going Deathless. We're doing the sacks. Hate to say it, but we'll see you later. We bring out Starmie for Ice Beam. Aerodactyl comes out. Ice Beam does not kill. We need to dodge a crit on you. Tailwind is bad. Okay, dodge a crit. No crit. Nice. Waterfall should Oko here with Choice Band. Or not. What are these calcs? What is happening to me right now? Well, you're going to heal, right? So... There we go. A crit will take that down. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Get a little bit of healing in. Unknown which Dragonite this is, so let's find out. It's the Outrage one. So it is interesting that it wants to use Outrage. Drain Punch will just be better. Now you want to use Wing Attack. Awesome. That is okay. Because I guess Tailwind is still up, right? So technically we should take another sack here. E-Speed. And this may kill us. It does. This is why... Let's see. Stall out another Tailwind turn. I think Tailwind's over now, right? It's gotta be. Hit yourself? That's tough. I'm just trying to let this do as much damage to itself as it can. That's awesome. Love that for me. So the problem is we still have the... Charizard here in the back. So I lock myself into Ice Beam, so the next will be Charizard. Or Dragonite? Okay, it wants to use Aerial Ace, so we're going to intimidate it down. Or wants to use Swords Dance. Awesome. Waterfall here. Plus 4 is very scary. Plus 4 is very scary. Full Restore. If we could get a crit here, that would make everything easy. Or we just Oko. We hit the range. And that is Storm Silver. Oh my god. 27 attempts. We beat it. Maybe with a couple of rule adjustments. A little bit of frustrations along the way with documentation and stuff. Which is why we're not going to red. Just because this game was a bit frustrating since it's so old. It's 13 years old. So we will be moving on for a new Nuzlocke after this. But we finally beat Storm Silver. Actually, this was Sacred Gold, but... Oh well, we had one little difference in the story. Storm Silver, Sacred Gold. Hardcore Nuzlocke, plus or minus some rule changes. Hardcore minus Nuzlocke. Oh, wow. That feels good to finally get this done, though. These fights were not riskless, by the way. There was a lot that could have happened. And we almost choked at the end there by having the wrong Pokemon, but I'll take us all through the journey as well once I mark the Pokemon that died in the Elite Four as dead. About 51 in-game hours, almost exactly. Yeah, wow, what a game. It was definitely not an easy fight by any means. Or an easy game. But it's not the hardest. Our goal is, the reason why I'm allowing myself to move on to after those rule breaks that we did. It's one, it's my Nuzlocke, I can do what I want. And two, I want to get more experience and try to get to kind of EK and run and button. Those are the goals eventually. Obviously right now I don't know what I'm doing quite as much. I can Nuzlocke the normal games pretty easy. But ROM hacks I tend to struggle with, so gonna run through some easier ones. They're still pretty difficult. Especially when they came out, they were difficult for their time, and I'll kind of run through those as we go. But our theme for naming, well, this plays. Our naming theme was all music artists, so I just basically went and looked on my playlist and looked where things were. And then kind of rolled through it. So we started with Typhlosion. I kind of rolled through here some of our early game encounters. Golem, Jolteon, we'll miss you. You guys were great. Lanoon, we sacked you. You literally were used for two things. You were used for cut and a safe switch on the last rival fight, I think. Nosepass died randomly. That was not ideal. Let's see. Pidgeotto. I don't even recall. Combi, this is where we had our rule break. So I think Pidgeotto and this Combi we caught back to back. And I think we technically did lose our Golem. But we ended up sacking those 2 for 1, basically taking two mid to low encounters and taking them for a 51 in-game hours exact at this point. Cherim was also a sack at the end. Sharpedo died to... I don't remember who you died to. Tentacruel died to... Executive Ariana, I want to say. Trapinch we missed. Voltorb we missed. Lucario died in Elite Four. Bronzong died in Elite Four. And we beat Lance. So we could run through the end of this if we wanted to. And do these fights. From what I've heard, these fights are all just a boss rush, and they're not very difficult. So I would rather start a new Nuzlocke and learn, you know, how to maneuver around early game, mid game, versus the late game when you have a bunch of encounters that you can just sack like I did against Lance. Oh, I'm not showing. Why does Chrome always do this? Okay, we'll go run through these again. So let's go roll through our boxes and look at. Does it show who's? Oh, here's Grave. Okay, so we lost Jolteon. I don't remember how we lost Jolteon. Yeah, we didn't mark which trainer it was. Golem we lost in kind of that mid-game right before, during the Team Rocket mission. Lanoon we lost as a sack. Nosepass we lost randomly right after Whitney. Pidgeotto and Combi we did the 2 for 1 trade back for Golem, because technically Graveler died to some random RNG. And I was frustrated at that time. The game was glitching out a ton. So I just went and did the 2 for 1 trade. That's where I broke the rules. I'm okay with that, because again, I'd rather move on, and Golem was pretty instrumental in that. And Golem, to be fair, didn't do a ton between those two fights. Poliwrath died in the Elite Four. Thank you for getting us through that. Cherim died as a sack to the last rival fight. Lantern died randomly. No, I think he died to an executive fight, actually. Either way, terrible loss. We needed that Lantern. Sharpedo died randomly as well. Tentacruel died to the executive Ariana fight in the radio tower. Ampharos, thank you for getting us through the Elite Four, as well as Lucario and Bronzong. Y'all were goated in those fights. I thought they were going to be a lot closer than they were. But yeah, we swept those pretty well. And then let's just go look at our... let's see what each of these Pokemon did as well. Jolteon was in the Falkner, Bugsy... Which fight is that one? Let's see. I need to bring you out of the box for that. But Typhlosion was used against Jasmine. They also beat my rival once, and they stopped Evildoers twice. So I think the rival was the first rival fight. Rotom was used in Shuck and Price. Oh, Price. I didn't realize that. They were in one rival fight and stopped Evildoers one time. Staraptor, I think, was huge. Staraptor helped with Bugsy, Whitney, and Morty. Beat our rival twice, and they stopped Evildoers 4 times. That's 9 different things that they helped with. This Kingler was useless, didn't do a single thing. Beedrill was helpful in Morty. Thank you for your Night Slashes, I appreciate it. Charizard was also pretty pivotal, especially in the Team Rocket sections. But Jasmine and Price, as well as beat the rival twice, and Evildoers 5 times, so tied with 9. Magnezone was also pretty influential. They were Bugsy, Whitney, Jasmine, helped beat my rival twice, and Evildoers 4 times, another tie for 9. This Salamence, I was so excited to use the Salamence. It was Adamant Salamence. It did not do it was not in a single fight. Not a single one. It was not useful in the slightest. If we went on to do Kanto, it definitely could be useful. But unfortunately, we're just going to move on to a different Nuzlocke after beating the Elite Four. Hero was in Bugsy and Chuck, which was awesome in Bugsy. If you can get this Furo for Bugsy, it'll help a lot. It's a headbutt encounter on Route 33. It's awesome. Spiritomb was pretty much just a catching Pokemon. So if you get another, if you get, Jumpluff, I may not do this encounter in Azalea Town. I may do one of the starters instead. Because you may be able to get Water Ground. Might be really good in Mudkip. I don't know what their hidden abilities are. But yeah, helped defeat Whitney, and then Evildoers 1 time, so 2 fights. Gyarados was massive. Gyarados is a pillar of Nuzlocking, as you probably know. Is a league champion, defeated Morty and Chuck, beat the rival 1 time, and Evildoers 6 times. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 10 times. So now Gyarados holds the record for battles. Morty and Evildoers 4 times for Togekiss, so not bad. It's not Fairy type, it's normal type in this game. I also want to use some new Pokemon, which is why I want to move on to different Nuzlockes. Starmie, huge encounter. You want to get this as early as you can. Psychic can be found in Ruins of Alph. If you surf on the right side, you can find it. I missed it in the documentation, so this would have been used in more fights and probably taken more KOs. I just didn't have Psybeam, and I didn't know where Psychic was. So, driving. But yeah, it's a league champion. Whitney, Chuck, Price, rival 1 time, and Evildoers twice, so 7. Empoleon helped defeat Claire and Evildoers 1 time. Empoleon was an option I was looking at for Elite Four. It was very good against Will if you need to use it, but the Gyarados and Ampharos strat worked well enough. Can you not do that? Let's technically move Pokemon to the Death Box real quick as well while I'm thinking about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. We'll throw down a save while we do the rest of this. Let's see. Sidor was also an Elite Four contender mon. Did not do anything else for the rest of the game, though. So using the Pastoral Sound is not a huge thing. I'd rather go for the Talo if you don't have it in National Park. Nidoqueen was useful. I don't know why it doesn't show the Evildoers, because it was used in the back-to-back fight with, what's their name? Giovanni and, was it Proton? Or Archer? Yeah, Archer Giovanni. Yeah, see, Nidoqueen is right here. So I don't know why it's not showing there. Muck, useless. Altaria, not great. Probably would have been better if we found it earlier, but we found it so late. We just had better dragon types. Luxray, we had pretty useful. It was Price and Claire as well as Rival twice. Luxray was also a contender for the Elite Four. It would have replaced Ampharos. Ampharos was just more consistent in beating Slowbro. That was the only reason that it was brought over. Ampharos was brought over Luxray to the end. We didn't. Kingdra was very good and also an Elite Four contender. It would have swept with Ice Beam if Starmie hadn't. So if we hadn't had Psychic on Starmie, we probably would have had Kingdra. Farfetch'd was kind of useless. Weezing was a great all-rounder. It was also used in some fights that aren't listed here. Machamp, overall good. No Guard would have been better. It probably would have been brought to the Elite Four if it had. Milotic, very pivotal teammate. This was also used in some... It was used in a lot of grunt fights. But, yeah, beat Price and Rival one time. Manectric was also Elite Four contender. Ludicolo, not great, but again, probably would have been better if we had it earlier. Jinx helped beat Claire and was also an Elite Four contender. This was our initial plan for sweeping... My initial plan for sweeping Lance at the end, but it ended up pivoting to Starmie because Starmie did better in the fight against Koga. Those are the words I'm looking for. Dragonite got a little bit too late to be useful, but was a consideration for Elite Four, using Dragon Dance and sweeping, but Gyarados did the job and just did it better. Sandslash, useless. Rapidash, useless. Steelix would have been useful if we found it before Victory Road. But that's all of our encounters for the game, and I can happily say that Pokemon Storm Silver and Sacred Gold has been completed. I can check that off the list to complete. And I'm thinking right now we're probably either going to go towards... I kind of want to restart Blaze Black. I am considering starting one of the Emerald ROM hacks. Maybe Radical Red, something like that. I just think those are a little out of my league. So, yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But I probably won't go live for a couple days. I may try to edit this down into a video. And post it on the YouTube. The socials are way down there on the bottom of the screen. Let me turn on the champion ribbon so that I can also make sure I do that once I beat that and walking through things at the very end. But yeah, that is all of the badges plus the champion. I used the wrong hand there. 12 deaths to get through Sacred Gold. Wow. And some of those were sacks, so we probably could have done... Well, no. Technically the deaths are at 16, right? After the champion. Deaths are at 16. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm apparently missing 2 deaths in the grave box, but... yeah, ending the game with 16 deaths. I can't believe we did it. 27. Wow, really? You're going to come in here and advertise this? But yeah, thank you all for tuning in and watching the weeks of stream. How many weeks did I stream this? 3? 3 weeks, roughly. Last week we went through a ton of attempts. I think we could have done this on that attempt 8 or 9. That was the really good attempt. But I ended up trolling and wiping probably out of frustration, and then I just reset over and over and over again that day. But yeah, 27 attempts. Hopefully we can do Blaze Black in less. I think Blaze Black is the way I'm going to go. So I'll see you guys whenever I choose to stream next, probably later this week. But I gotta go start making a video.